Ahmet, tell me about these guys.
Okay, so we gotta start with Hexo and Guichabou because this is one of the most prevalent, one of the most powerful teams in NA at the moment. But I think this isn't even gonna be a button check. I think we're gonna get into it. Let me tell you right now, this team, they're looking for stocks in unethical means. They're going to go ahead and get some crazy Queen Nai and Sigs off the top. They're going to go ahead and get some crazy, Nyx and Sigs from below. So you have to split this team up. That being said, PJ, TAYA, and Ahmet, what a powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, I mean, Ahmet's have a lot of success in the 1v1 space, but TAYA right now is going to talk about how great he is in the 2v2 space, but he falls down. Guichabou getting a half pipe into a side air, sending very far away, and Ahmet already going back and trying to get his teammate a little bit of reprieve from the pressure because the red team are putting it on Guichabou with 2 KOs, who is named the NSIG. TAYA trades out that stock on the Hexo with the side air, though. They're staying in this game.
That's right. Guichabou right now, he's looking for the good recovery pickup, not going to be able to find it, sweating on the way back down, holding on to the ground pound. Ahmet not going to be able to catch that landing. Hexo with that sideline pass. Guichabou is going out there for it all.
What an interrupt from Hexo there. The ground pound interrupts the side stick. It saves Guichabou. Guichabou still on his first stock. Hexo potentially getting put on his last. He's unable to make it back. No side air to get a chase dodge. And now the red team have Guichabou, who's obviously the stock tank on the Queen Nai, high defense. But right now you want to take a little bit of hits because Hexo is on his last stock. A 2v1 ensues now.
We're not even being allowed to take a break. Nobody's even allowed to do the predictions at the moment. We are full speed ahead. Guichabou already knocking TAYA down to the last stock. The game count is, or excuse me, the stock count is totally even. Ahmet's able to get the down air. Hexo getting hit by the back end of the nuclear. Ahmet is going out there with the NSIG as well. Guichabou has to come to his teammates' rescue. Ahmet makes it back on. Guichabou has to get back on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been the Guichabou show so far, taking 3 of the stocks already. TAYA getting an air into a recovery there. The dodge getting called out by Hexo. Hexo has to recover high. Guichabou gets back to the stage and has some Katars. He's making some problems for the blue team right now as they're stuck on the left side. The usher in, the little tap forward with the sidelight into his teammates NSIG. Hexo is playing that supportive role very well. Guichabou is clearly the person to look out for.
That's what he has to do for the synergy and the blue team. They have to split them up just like this. Look at the position that Hexo is in. TAYA tries to collapse onto Guichabou, albeit unsuccessfully. Ahmet with the end-light bow is not going to be KOing anybody anytime soon with anything. So, D-Light, downer going to be coming through.
Ahmet gets caught with the NSIG. Hexo finally finding some activation. The downer as well, the ground pound, the weapon toss, and that is going to be Ahmet losing his stock, and Guichabou right now in a 1v1, having 2 stocks to 1. The format changes. We get a sneak peek of Saturday. TAYA getting the side air, and it comes down to last stock, game number 1, a 1v1.
But who wins in a 1v1 between the two of them? Guichabou going for it all with the side sig. That's not going to be able to connect. Playing back a little bit, D-Light, he connects it, but he tries to go for the dodge in lead, hopefully a D-Light recovery. He tries to go for the dodge up lead, he wasn't able to get it. Guichabou, how do you get this KO? TAYA, that sidelight, it didn't connect.
Sidelight doesn't connect, but he gets a recovery there. The down air, Guichabou faltering in the advantage state. Goes to the NSIG there, an NSIG reversal. TAYA now getting the weapon starve from onto Guichabou, and Guichabou with an unarmed sidelight. He's looking for any answers. We go for a breakdance. The down air as well. Does he choke it away? Does TAYA clutch it up? Guichabou makes it back with the down air. We come back to the stage with Guichabou without a weapon. TAYA 1 hit away. He's brought this all the way back, but a down sig comes in, and it is unbelievable from Remix, as that's going to be the option that takes it. The down sig from the Queen Nai, the level 1. I cannot believe that worked.
Yeah, well, it is still ultimately Queen Nai down sig at the end of the day, so even if you whiffed it, okay, who's gonna be punishing it? So nicely done. I do have to say, Guichabou was getting, some would say, as in myself, a little bit impatient, I think. He was going through a lot of really risky ways to be able to go ahead and close out that stock. He was going through that side sig. He was running off stage when he didn't have a weapon in hand. And that's all really bold stuff to do, especially if you have a teammate, but when you're all by yourself, man, that lead, that 2-to-1 stock lead, TAYA was doing an amazing job coming back from it. That being said, remember what I talked about with that synergy, which is Hexo's support role, passing and feeding people into Guichabou. We saw that come into effect. Ahmet and TAYA, they have to take care.
Yeah, especially a team that has so much, attention towards them. Everyone knows what Guichabou and Hexo want to do. They're looking for those blasters recoveries off the top, and Guichabou is finding himself in situations where he's capitalizing on the utter fear of the punish game that the blue team are giving. The respect can be the downfall sometimes as Guichabou gets the Katars online and getting some damage. Hexo on the blasters right now, trying to make something happen.
Oh, TAYA coming in with the sail. Another one is going to find its connection. You see Ahmet playing support, playing behind his teammate, waiting to see if somebody's going to hit it, punish his teammate, and that's why! That is the support goal coming into full effect. That was it. That's the exact position that he needed.
And Ahmet on the gauntlets. He's found a lot of success in the 1v1 space on Petra, and the gauntlets continue to be a problem here for the red team as the Devil Jin is finding so much success. TAYA right now playing the back line, understanding his role, getting the interrupt there, the sidelight into there. We see a Guichabou Ensig. That's going to confirm a stock. That's the first stock for the red team there. They get the dodge they want, but don't find the right option. The red team looking for it all. The down air from the blasters, the recovery off the top. Hexo and Guichabou even up the stock count.
Yo, I am looking at Ahmet, I'm like, I don't think he's all that safe, but Guichabou going to be catching everybody stacked with that end light. Nicely done. He's leading off stage. He wanted to push his advantage against TAYA, but then Ahmet took advantage of the opportunity. Hexo, the multi-hits in a 2 setting can be so committal because, you know, you get caught doing it, and then you just immediately get punished for it.
You know, we talk a lot about the red team's punish game, but the blue team putting on a little bit of a show themselves there with the gauntlet and the axe. They didn't find any lethal damage, but they're happy to take any damage they can get versus this team. The Enlight sends away, but we get an interrupt from Hexo. Hexo making it happen on the site. The weapon, the X Factor, the wild card. Guichabou with an offstage GC Ensig. It does get a connection. We make it back to the stage, but Ahmet is looking for it all. He's looking for the KOs. The landing sider from TAYA is so aggressive, and it gets punished. Guichabou disarming both blue team members in a terrible spot on the left side. Guichabou will not give you any landing zone. The D-Light, the recovery. Guichabou is on fire, holding the stage against the blue team.
Ahmet playing patience so well. You saw what he did, right? He only pressed side sig when his teammate came back on just to see that if he could get some coverage on it. But that is now going to be Guichabou knocked down to his last stock. Hexo going to do his best to play evasively, using up every single jump. But the neutral, it's not going to be able to KO off the top. That follow-up was so good. Hexo tries to come back on, but then Ahmet has his number with that weapon toss after the sailor. Ahmet just, like, that was destruction.
Yeah, so this is a very scary spot, obviously, for Guichabou, but as the blue team, you need to be careful to not give Guichabou 1v1s off stage, and the blue team are showing off that they are not interested in fighting the Guitar Demon off stage on this Demon Island. Pick the blue team now, swarming over. We see the GC Ensig to punish the GC Ensig from Guichabou, and that's going to be a game for TAYA and Ahmet, and a very confident one at that. Guichabou had to take it to a 1v1 in game 1. Game 2, TAYA and Ahmet are locked in. That's a 3-stock victory for game number 2.
You know, there's an old YouTube video that was like tragic. A hibachi chef like tries to make hibachi on like a plain wooden table. That was that Ensig.
Yeah.
He was missing his teammate just to be able to like pass somebody into him. When he had his teammate, he could get away with those Ensigs that won't hit anybody like that. So a little bit tragic thing. But I have to say, Ahmet, he stayed on top of Hexo. That was so good. He really pushed his advantage state. He made sure that Hexo was just not able to land safely. And I also think the blue team generally did a good job. Blasters can be such a powerful weapon in 2s, just because it's so active, it's so easy to be able to combo with, it's so easy to be able to set up devastating stuff. But if you're only catching one member of the enemy team in something like an Enlight, the other member of the enemy team has so much time to react and punish you behind it.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about picking weapons in 2s, and also Legends with signature kits that are very snappy and are able to do the things they need to do quickly. Because a lot of the signatures that have a more of a flourish, have a multiple, you know, hitboxes. I'm thinking of like the newest Legends, like Ransom, for example. Hitboxes that require multiple, like one hit that sends you into the other hitbox, and then that hitbox does the flourish. Stuff like that takes too long in such an aggressive format, and you're seeing that a lot, especially with people playing things like Spear and Axe that are so able to put a hitbox exactly where you need, when you need to be so on top of it. And that's sometimes the downfall of a team like Guichabou and Hexo that believe in their punish game, obviously have very devious ways to take your stock, but they need a little bit of time, they need some space to do so, and if they're not given that, it oftentimes makes it so that they lose the damage traits. It's not advantageous a lot of the time.
That's right. And Ahmet and TAYA, I have to say, they are playing their 1v1s, I feel like, so well.
Yeah.
So scary. The pressure, the advantage state has been phenomenal. So I am quite frankly, I'm like, when you go up against a team like Hexo and Guichabou, because of how uniquely they play, because nobody else is running this kind of a team comp, you can see sometimes even like top teams get absolutely destroyed by them. I am so happy that this is going 1-1, because I want to see, like, you know, who's it going to come out on top? Is it going to be like the super solid dynamic, this cheesy dynamic that they've built up over the years, or is it going to be, you know, TAYA and Ahmet? I would dare say a little bit more fundies. This might be a cheese versus fundies, but I say cheese with a lot of respect, because again, I love watching this team go at it.
Fundies versus fondue. That's the classic. Fundies versus fondue, and that's definitely, I mean, the case here. Obviously, TAYA has found a lot of success this year alone in the 2v2 space. PR number 4 for EU, but not playing with either of the teammates that we expect to see. TAYA played with Godly as well as Moonier this year. Didn't run it back at BCX. Both of those players moving on. Ahmet coming up and saying, you know what, bro? You were playing with Moonier. He's the pass. Godly's the way pass. I am now the up-and-comer in EU. Let's get this done. Let's get a W for EU at BCX. And I really like Ahmet as a player. Obviously, he's a Petra player. I'm an Ore player at heart, so I love to see him in the 1v1 space. But seeing that gauntlet translate over into the Devil Jin in the 2v2 space, quite interesting. It's really fun to see. And then TAYA is just such a consistent backbone. Godly put it very well when I asked him about how he felt with teaming with TAYA earlier in the year. He's very competent player. He's very confident and competent, and that's exactly what you need when you're playing a legend like Ogrim. You need a pillar, you need your rock, your anchor, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be TAYA in this situation, and you're going to allow Ahmet to come out and really show his true colors. He's a very expressive player, and offensively.
I think Ahmet and TAYA are going to be going on an insane run today.
I agree.
With the way that they're playing, like I'm telling you guys, like you talked about it, right? Like TAYA's function as like a backbone, and then like Ahmet is just like able to kind of like be the lead. They have an excellent dynamic themselves, and already opening up off Guichabou, he just saw and watched that happen. He tried to go through the weapon toss up just in case somebody wanted to go for. He didn't think that he had enough time to just rush in there with like a sidelight or something.
Yeah.
I like his idea, even if he ended up not getting the punish.
TAYA with a little bit of assistance for the red team. There are some team damage come through Hexo. I mean, this is really the wild card. We don't see Scythe in 2v2 a lot anymore, but Hexo kind of makes it work. He's good at taking someone active and putting them into hitboxes, even if it's their own teammate's hitbox. Something tricky to look out for.
Oh, Guichabou not going to be able to get anyone with that GCD light. Okay, he baited it out. TAYA with a really greedy recovery. Now Guichabou is trying to hunt down that landing. He's able to get the side light neutral recovery, not enough to take it off the top.
We're looking for something for the blue team here as Guichabou gets the NSIG. The very tipper hitbox of that signature is going to find its mark onto TAYA. Obviously on the Ogrim is going to hold on there. Nice cider to punish Ahmet, getting an end light onto Guichabou. Hexo trying to make these blasters work out. The deep cider puts himself in a bad spot, but that horizontal hitbox from the recovery saves him. GC end light cider. Hexo on the blasters is finding every single connection he needs, and he's happy to take that stock for his team.
His coverage has been looking phenomenal, but they can't really seem to get their hands onto Ahmet. So they're focusing onto TAYA instead. They're going to go through this by just trying to break down the backbone.
Oh, at the top, almost!
Oh, TAYA, he is out of jump.
Hexo is crazy.
Oh my gosh. He was able to land, but look how much damage he took.
Yeah, you're so happy there. And go Guichabou with the nair. He goes for the GC NSIG. The assistance from Hexo, both blue team members. Offstage Guichabou with the weapon toss, and he'll get credit and save his teammate. Guichabou is lights out right now. What an insane combination. They are up 6 stocks to 2.
This is that dynamic. This is that Guichabou Hexo team. They can take a team like Ahmet and TAYA and dismantle them. But now they're fighting back a little bit here. That should be enough, that end light. But look at the difference in the stocks. Look at the difference in the damage. Ahmet and TAYA are not in a good position. But hold on, Ahmet, he's getting some big hits in.
Ooh, almost getting the double recovery there, Hexo, but he pulls away so that his own teammate doesn't get hit with the majority of the hitboxes there. The nair comes out from Guichabou. He picks up the guitars. Hexo is moving right now. The dash jump movement, burning double jumps, trying to find some hits into Guichabou. Guichabou with the guitars, trying to give his teammate a little bit of landing space, but TAYA with the axe is making this a no-fly zone for the Ascended Knicks right now.
Oh, and like it coming through, and Guichabou not trying to interrupt it before it happens. He wanted the other enemy opponent just to get launched away before he went for his punish and took it into 1v1. But Ahmet, he's going to be able to maybe get 2 stocks here, not just Hexo. Guichabou is in a nasty position as well.
I like that cider from Guichabou on the recovery to give himself a horizontal hitbox and a vertical one to get back to the stage. And Guichabou follows up off of Hexo's cider. He gets a cider of his own. The weapon toss comes out. Ahmet and the GC breakdance from Guichabou. And Guichabou and Hexo force match point now versus TAYA and Ahmet. We were talking so much about TAYA and Ahmet, but that was a textbook Hexo and Guichabou game. When chaos ensues, Guichabou and Hexo will win every single game, and they win that game 3.
That's right. Guichabou and Hexo, they played so well. They got exactly what they were looking for.
Yep.
They didn't get any of those huge stocks those game 1 and game 2, but then this game 3, they got it. Also, again, I mentioned it just now. I want to talk about it again. Hexo, Guichabou, that Katari sidelight that he did, it was just like a really smart optimization just because, Katari's is a weapon that keeps your opponents, anybody that you hit, like really close to you usually. So by waiting out the end light that was hitting his teammate, he was just able to turn it into a quick little 1v1 against his opponent. It was a very small optimization. I like the fact that he waited instead of getting a sidelight onto everybody and then all hell could break loose. We're going into the next game. Guichabou and Hexo are up a game at the moment, and now this could go either way, KJ.
This is definitely like a win opportunity for the red team. If they can find a way to take a stock lead and really snowball it, it's going to be so important. But the blue team right now are playing much better. They're hovering over their own teammates. TAYA, though, gets in a bad spot. So does Ahmet there.
Oh, TAYA, he put Guichabou in a nasty position. He looked through the jump. He wasn't able to find it, but he is going to be keeping the heat on. Guichabou makes it back on, but at what cost? Hexo actually going to be fighting Ahmet off of him. This is now red team's advantage.
I cannot believe that hit Guichabou's NSIG as well, and the ground pound from Hexo off the GC side sig that hit a very low hitbox of it, sends out a terrible angle, and then a ground pound off the bottom. The red team once again taking early stocks, and you love to see this. Hexo has taken very little damage right now.
Okay, but you know what? Maybe that could change. Hexo's being nice and patient, nice and slow. Ahmet is going out there after him. I'm not going to be able to find anything quite yet. TAYA, oh gosh, such a tragedy.
And I love this hover game set plan for the red team here. They're holding on. They have Katars and Sight. They are willing to take you off stage and take out your stocks, and they know that. They're holding on to the corner really well. They're not really contesting that center stage. They know exactly what they need to do, and Guichabou was pushing his lead there. He somehow makes it back. He goes coast to coast with sweat beads. Hexo with a GC. NSIG catches TAYA, sends away, but Ahmet punishes, and we get a little bit of a team assistance, but the ground pound comes through, and Guichabou capitalizes off of a little bit too much of an overextension to confirm the stock on his teammate.
But I have to say, Ahmet is doing such an amazing job supporting and helping out his teammate and just sneaking in some licks when he can get a chance.
Yep.
The D-Light recovery comes through. Ahmet stuck on the side of the stage for a second. Hexo tries to go out there with the D-Sig. I love the idea, but it did not connect, and now that is Ahmet on his last stock. PJ, does the blue team, do they have the fight left in them? Can they get the stock onto Guichabou?
Oh, that's so bad. Hexo getting his own teammate with the ground pound. Ahmet unable to position himself in a good spot as he has no weapon online. He decides to take the center stage anyway to pick up a weapon. Guichabou immediately realizes his role here. He's trying to take the space away from the blue team. Nice GC downlight into side air from Hexo, and Guichabou gets taken off the top. We go to last stock for him. Hexo on his last stock as well. Do we get a team combo? No, the blue team drop it.
He dropped the side light, and now they got caught stacked. This could be so scary, but Hexo was down a little bit too low. He was not able to get the GC side sig, but they're setting it up again. TAYA with the counter hit, nicely done. TAYA's patrolling, and then jumps into the end sig, and now that is going to be, wait a second, that is TAYA out of the game, and Ahmet too.
Guichabou and Hexo just take out TAYA and Ahmet, a team that had so much going for them from EU, one of EU's definite teams to look for, and Guichabou and Hexo win in exactly the same way they win all the time. They force chaos in a game, they take the game, they steal the momentum, they take the wind out of your sails, and they take you off stage and KO you. The amount of edge guards, the amount of coverage from this team was